Hello, everyone. Chuck Northside Guy. Today is a tribute to Bowman 53, who just completed a set build of the 1953 Bowman Color, a classic set, a set that he inspired me to begin collecting about 1 year ago. I have been watching and rooting him along as he's very carefully curated just a beautiful collection. But even better for all of us in the YouTube community, Alex has a real special talent for video production and has put together some of the highest quality videos focused on his cards, in this case the 1953 Bowman Color, and they are just exceptional. If you have not seen his work, if you've not seen his cards, I highly recommend you go. It is going to be really fun for you to watch, as it has been for me. I have been reluctant to post videos of my 1953 Bowman Color until he completed that set, because the reality is I wanted all focus on him in 1953 Bowman Color, and I felt it just wasn't right for me to put on my low production videos. Now that he's done, I know he's asked me to share some of my favorites, and that's what I'm doing today. It's Christmas Eve Day, 2019. I woke up this morning and found a bunch of new subscribers on my site, wondering what went on. Started looking at some videos and saw a baseball collector had a shout out for me, and thank you so much, Mike. I've obviously been enjoying your videos too. You were one of the first YouTubers I found when I got back into the hobby in the summer of 2018, and I think your voice is just an important voice for this community. You're kind of a place where we rally around and hear messages, and who can forget that wonderful walk through the beast. So keep it coming, and thank you so much for the shout out. So let's take a look at some of the cards. First up is Art Hudeman, PSA 8. And I have about 12 cards I'm going to show, so we'll just take a look. I always like keeping a focus on the cards. And Alex, these are some of my favorites thus far. Have a bunch more I have to collect. Here's Phil Rizzuto from those famous Yankee teams of the 50s, and a PSA 7. That's what I meant to say. Here's Minnie Minoso. Minnie Minoso is a favorite of mine. He, at one point, was the oldest Major League Baseball player to play in a game. He came back and played, I think, in the 1980 White Sox game. Here he is in the 50s for the White Sox. And I was at that game with my father and some of his buddies, and I was there with a few young friends of mine, and my dad sent us running around the stadium for the game, and remember seeing Minoso come up to bat, then in his 50s, I believe. There's Larry Doby, one of the first African-American players in the game and first in the American League. Next up is Monty Irvin, PSA 8. All right. We have Leo DeRocher, by this point a manager for the Giants. I encourage you, if you're into 1933 Gowdy cards, I have been also building that set. And a few videos ago, I posted a tribute. I posted the Leo DeRocher card in the 1933 Gowdy set. So might be interesting you to see the 33 and here 20 years later the 1953. And Alex and Ray from Philly and Wesker Grift and Mike O, I know you're all Philly fans. This is a classic of Robin Roberts. Beautiful card, wonderfully centered, PSA 7. Merry Christmas to you guys. Carl Furillo from the famous Dodger teams. Had a rifle for an arm in the outfield there. Great pose. You'll note in the background some pennants. I picked those pennants up. They're vintage pennants from the National here in Chicago this summer. And just think they're really neat. Here's Rizzuto again, this time with Billy Martin, who I was introduced, and then here's, I was going to tell you, Billy Martin I was introduced to in the 70s as a young boy watching those Yankee games, and the fights he had with George Steinbrenner are memorable. Here's Cal Abrams. I just love this card, classic look, 53 cards, and you see those wonderful clouds in the background, a classic pose, very clean design. It's the last card, this Cal Abrams card is the last card in the set, and very tough to find, centered as well as in a great condition. So I really prize this card of a common player, and I wanted to share that. Final two, I love this Stan Musial. Just a beautiful baseball card picture, classic picture. You see the dugout in the background. I just think this is a real time capsule here of an amazing player, Hall of Famer, of course. And last and not least, here's my Pee Wee Reese, Alex. Thought you might like to see it. Just probably one of my favorite cards in my entire collection. Love that leaping pose, the grace, the action shot. Just classic. Well, Merry Christmas to everybody. Thanks again, Alex, for sharing the journey. Thanks again, Baseball Collector Mike, for the shout out. And thanks to all my subscribers. I look forward to sharing more cards from my ongoing set build of the 1953 Bowman color, the 1933 Gaudy, and my ongoing new days and new collecting with the T206. More to come in the year ahead. Take care, everyone.